So, I am your guest host. I am your teacher, Anthony Trickshot Taylor, and I'm here to teach you how to hold the nunchuck in multiple positions. So, when starting off your freestyle, it is important to notice, you need to be holding like this. So both thumbs are pointing into each other. Do you see? Now we know we're in the correct position. We're holding right at the top of the choke point of the nunchuck, and this will allow us to do different moves, okay? Now, second point where you can hold is the middle. Now, this is good for multiple different things like redirects, stuff like that. Up here is really good for finger rolls. Down the bottom, if you can slide down there, is good for popping off some nice controllable aerials. So, now we've come over the three positions. Now, just like before, when I put our hands forward here, what we're going to do is we're going to let them go, and we're going to let our left hand or a non-dominant hand drop the chuck. So it is literally just falling down, it's straight. Then we are going to be turning our hand. If we put our thumb out, we're going to point our thumb directly in front of us, and we're going to tuck that back in. Right, from here now, we are going to be rotating the wrist, not the arm, no parts of the arm, it's just the wrist, okay? So you are basically drawing, if you keep your thumb out, you're drawing a circle with your thumb as it's pointing forward. Without the nunchuck in your hand first, we are pointing forward with our thumb, and we're literally just going to draw a circle with our thumb. Now, we put the nunchuck in our hand, we tuck our thumb in, we're going to do exactly the same thing. And now we've got our first rotation. This is, it's a very closed off version of the propeller spin. So, next of all, we're going to learn the first part of the extension, right? These are very important for moves like the bicep catch and stuff like that, okay? So, just like before, the only difference is we are going to keep our wrist stiff, okay? Our wrist needs to be like this. If you look how I'm holding the nunchuck here, my wrist is going to stay completely stiff. So I'm going to tense this part here like I'm going to throw a punch, but I'm keeping this whole part of my hand stiff. Now I'm going to rotate from the arm. So what I want you to do is I want you to put your hand on your bicep here, okay? And I want you just to make sure that you are not moving. You will feel muscles initiating whilst this is coming from the wrist. So if you look, I'm going to go here like this. So if you practice without the nunchuck in your hand, you put your hand here. You make sure that this, your bicep and your tricep, is tucked in against your arm, like so. There is no gap. If you notice, it's not like this. I'm going to tuck it into my arm like this. So there is literally no gap up here, okay? The underneath of my up back here and my bicep and tricep are touching like this. Put your hand down. Now we're going to start rotating our arm like this, whilst keeping our wrist extremely stiff. Now do this both ways. Now with the nunchuck in your hand, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Put a hand here. Make sure the underneath of our arm and our bicep and our tricep are down, touching at the back here, yes? And we're going to just rotate, and we're going to initiate the forearm. So the forearm and up to here, up to your elbow, this whole part of your arm is doing the rotation, okay? Whilst keeping our wrist stiff, of course. Now we're going to do it the other way. Now, last of all, we're going to learn the extension version. So, much like the previous two versions, okay, we're going to keep our hand stiff, and we're going to keep our forearm here completely stiff. So your arm is not bending at the elbow. So it's not bending like this. It's completely straight. So you are initiating your arm forward like this. So it's like, it's kind of like diagonal, it's going down if you look. And there is literally no gap here. They're up here, still touching. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start rotating the full arm. and we're going to reverse it. You can either stall either side, just to reverse it. Now I want you to practice this with both arms, okay? First prerequisite to know is which direction a nunchuck is spinning. So I'm going to explain it like this. So as the nunchuck rotates, it hits us on the head first, scrapes down past the mouth, and then it goes to the outside, okay? Like this. So your rotating needs to be in that direction. Second prerequisite to know is going to be, we are going to be initiating the propeller spin from the wrist. We are going to put a hand here and we're going to go from this. So I want you to do 1, 2, 3, rotate, rotate. Now from this, I want you to time the rotation, okay? So when you're doing this propeller spin, you catch it here, and then you are going to initiate this, which comes from the forearm down to the wrist. Okay, so we're initiating this part of the arm then. So we're going from this to this. Next bit is going to be learning how to catch, and that's going to be as simple as putting our arm here. So if you notice, yeah, I go from this rotation, which is your standard propeller spin, into the arm. I'm almost at the point where I'm able to catch this. So now it's as simple as straightening your arm out and then catching it back out. So watch. So I go 1, 2, whoosh. So I straighten my arm, I'm here, straighten my arm out, and then I bring it in to catch it. So watch. So I come in like this, whoosh, almost like I'm going to knock myself in the face, yeah? I'm bringing my arm in like this. So that is going to be that one. Next on, from the standard bicep catch, we're going to be learning the outside bicep catch, which is the complete reverse. So let's go into the move. So much like the standard bicep catch, where you're moving from two positions of the arm, we're going to be doing the exact same with this, but in reverse. So with the rotations, okay, much like the last one, I explained which way it's rotating. This time, you want to make sure instead of it going down, you want it to be going up, past our chin, past our nose, past our forehead, to the outside, okay? So it's kind of uppercutting us in the face each time. And that is the direction that we are going to be doing this bicep catch with. So, first of all, we are going to be learning from going from this to the full extension this time, because we need to travel a little bit further underneath the arm. We need to allow for a little bit more arm to allow for that to tuck underneath like this from the outside, okay? So we start off here. I want you to go 1, 2, 3, and then I want you to extend it all the way to over here and start again, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, extend it all the way to over here, because that arm is going to be on top when we're doing this move like this, okay? So we're already going to be in the position now to start doing within the next, I would say, minute and a half of this video. Whoosh. Now I want you to go whoosh all the way. So I want you to go full circle now. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, full circle. 1, 2, 3, full circle. And we're going to end now over here. Now, to move on from this now, to understand how to catch it, it is a tiny little bit awkward, yeah? Which is why we need to move from this to here. Now we're going to slow this down a little bit, okay? So much like before, when I shot and I went and I knocked myself in the face, yeah, to catch this, yeah, we're going to do the complete opposite. So we're going to start like this and we're going to extend out. So watch. So I'm going to go here with this standard one. The moment I initiate, right, I'm going to push out my my non-dominant hand, okay? So I'm spinning with my dominant and I'm pushing out with my non-dominant, okay? So I go 1, 2, I start here, watch. 1, 2. As you go under, you're going to reach forward, okay? Like this. Right, so when you reach forward, okay, what's going to happen is there's going to be enough room, yeah, for the rope to kind of rotate around like this. And what will happen is you'll usually find it will balance. It will literally just balance that. I can take away my hand, I can move around, right? Because I'm on the center of balance point of the nunchuck here, it's not falling, okay? So I go from here, I start here, I reach out, and I close. Sometimes you will miss it. Like that's a prime example. I've done that on purpose. What I did is I stopped here. You meant to stop here because that will allow enough room for it to fold over. So I'm going to go into it a little bit more in depth, but I'm going to make sure we're going to start from this position here, okay? So what I want you to focus on, if you're not getting this, okay, which as I say, the reverse one is a little bit hard. What I want you to do is I want you to make sure that your elbow, okay, is touching your arm, your basically your wrist here. It's on the choke point of your wrist and your hand right there, okay? And I want you to keep your hand forward whilst keeping this like this, okay? From there, what I want you to do is I want you to pendulum this at the bottom and I want you to flick it over the top. This is also another way to slow this down so you can get it pretty much continuously. So first of all, we're going to do the standard bicep catch, and bear in mind that is where the rotation is coming down on your head, so it's hitting you on the head. The rotation we're going to catch here. Now from here, what we're going to do, okay, is we're going to separate the rope. So we're going to move the stick down. Okay, so this kind of looks like a Z. Yeah. If we push it over there, it would almost look like a Z. Yeah. So we're going to bring this down from being straight to down below. So both chucks are like this. And obviously you've got hold of the thing with your arm here. So we're going to catch it here. We're going to move down. Now from here, this can be a little bit tricky, but what I want you to do is I want you to move your arm forward a little bit so you haven't got hold of the nunchuck, yeah, so it can't drop, yeah. What I want you to do is I want you to let it go a bit, and I want you to push this bottom stick straight, like whoosh, straight that way. And what that's going to do is that's going to flick it from one side to the other. Bearing in mind, you need to push this down and you need to push straight all the way across. And as you notice, even doing that slowly, I catch automatically. So I go 1, 2. Now to finish this off, this hand we're going to move up and catch in a reverse grip like this. Put our hand forward like this, like a martial art pose, and we're just going to hold that there. Now, following on from this, there is also an extra thing that you can add into this. These people who have got this move now already, this is just an extra thing that you can do, just a little bit spicier. So as you push this underneath, we catch this. And what I want you to do is as you bring this, I need you to bring your hand, look, so it's behind to the other side, and that will allow you to catch this in a standard grip. So instead of catching it in a reverse grip like this, yeah, we're going to move our hand. So from this reverse grip, if we just hold, pinch the top, we're going to bring our hand to the back and around the other side. And like this can be used like just for a standard strike horizontally. But yeah, that's where we're going next with our tutorials, is going to be some cool little strikes which you can do with your nunchucks. So yeah, next series is strikes. This is Nunchucks for Dummies. Peace out.